Hello there, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5 Abuja at 1. My name is Tessie Omeri. The 7 newly appointed ministers have been sworn in to fill existing vacancies in the Federal Executive Council, created by the departure of those who resigned to pursue political aspirations. President Muhammadu Buhari, who performed the ceremony, charged the ministers, both new and old, to totally eschew corruption, warning that if caught, there will be no sacred cows. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the new appointees have already been assigned portfolios following a minor cabinet reshuffle announced by the president. The presidency described as sad and unwelcome the shooting incident near Dusema, Katsina State, and the convoy of cars carrying the advance team of security guards, protocol and media officers ahead of the President Muhammadu Buhari's trip to Daura for Salah. In the message signed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the attackers opened fire on the convoy from ambush positions but were repelled by the military, police and DSS personnel accompanying the convoy. 2 persons in the convoy are receiving treatment for the minor injuries suffered. All other personnel, staff and vehicles made it safely to Daura. And coming back home, men of the security agencies have restored calm to the facility of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center, Abuja, following its attack by unknown gunmen. A report from Kuje indicates that the custodian center was attacked around 10 p.m. on Tuesday night. In the meantime, top government officials have continued to visit Kuje to ascertain the true story behind the attack.
Doctors hovering overhead, they are locating the different locations where the military checkpoints and police checkpoints from here to Abaji, from here to Suleja, from here to town, everywhere. Everybody is on high alert, and the inmates are being retrieved even as we speak.
More than 600 inmates escaped. Among them is 64 Boko Haram terrorists. However, more than 300 of the escapees have now been rearrested, while efforts continue for others. And now let's join Onotu Yakubu for situation report in Kuje. Hello, Onotu. Hello, Onotu. Thank you for joining us on the news at 1. You've been on standby from Kuje. Okay, same way. Onotu is still here to join us. Okay, Onotu. Probably we'll go ahead with the news as soon as we establish a very strong signal. We will link up. Okay.
Hello, Tessie. Good afternoon.
Hello, Onotu. Good afternoon, Onotu. If you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's beautiful. You've been in Kuje all morning, so tell us how has the situation been from the situation on ground?
Okay, for now, the situation is relatively calm. My last contact with residents of Kuje and environs, they seem to be a little bit at home with the situation now compared to the apprehension that overshadowed the entire environment between last night and this morning. In the last couple of hours, the list is endless of critical stakeholders as to how these issues are unfolded, visiting the correctional facility here where I am right now. The list is, like I said, there's the Commissioner of FCT, the Controller General of Prison is presently here, the Commandant General, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is also here. You would recall that one of their operative was also lost his life in the process of repelling the attack by the suspected terrorists that tried to breach the security of the facility this morning. Also, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory was just left here, not quiet, 30 minutes ago, after he visited to inspect the level of the situation here in Kuje, and gave the assurance to residents while speaking to pressmen that the situation is under control and that they should go about doing their lawful businesses. It also interests the viewers to know that since the incident happened last night, concerted effort to chase after the inmates that escaped the facility is yielding very, very positive results. As at the last count from information interactions I had with some of the senior operating center who spoke to me on condition of anonymity, readily told me that more than 80% of the inmates that escaped the facility have been recovered, and then manhunt is still on. In fact, as at the 4:12 noon, a detachment of military operatives came in. So the DSS, the Nigerian police also, force headquarters, I think, also sent in a couple of operatives to join in the manhunt operation. And the information I got was that more than 80% of the escapees have been recovered from and brought back into the facility. In fact, while we were here, a couple of them we saw them driving in.
All right, we seem to be losing Onotu. Thank you for the update. Onotu, if you can hear me, 80% already, been discovered back to the center. That's good efforts there. Thank you, Onotu. We hope to get more updates from you, probably in our next bulletin. And moving on a very sad one. Outgoing Secretary General of Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo, is dead. Born on April 20, 1959, Barkindo died at about 11 p.m. on Tuesday. As at the time of filing this report, the circumstances surrounding Barkindo's death still remains unclear. Barkindo was appointed OPEC Secretary General in 2016, the fourth Nigerian to hold the position. The remains of late outgoing OPEC Secretary General has left Abuja for Yola, his hometown, where he will be laid to rest. May God rest his soul. Meanwhile, the news of the demise of Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo came right after making headlines and getting a pat on the back from President Muhammadu Buhari for his meritorious service. The death is one that shocked many people across the globe, including the Energy family. Lydia Sampson reports on the legacies of late OPEC Secretary General.
As OPEC Secretary General after a meritorious service to join the Atlantic Council as a distinguished fellow in the Global Energy Center after the conclusion of his 6-year term. A diplomat par excellence, he was born on 20th of April 1959. Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo has been OPEC Secretary General since 1st August 2016. He previously served as Acting Secretary General in 2006, represented Nigeria on OPEC's Economic Board from 1993 to 2008. He also served as the Group Managing Director of the then Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation from 2009 to 2010 and had headed Nigeria's technical delegation to UN climate negotiations since 1991.
We attended the same university, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Coming from the same faculty, the same department, we read the same course. He was a very amiable person, very up and doing.
He has been doing a lot, a very workaholic person, and an astute technocrat when it's come to the oil industry. He is a household name everywhere in the world. When you mention about his name, he's somebody who has everything that is needed in that industry. It's a huge loss indeed.
His passionate approach to global energy issues played out even as Barkindo spent his last day on Earth engaging with stakeholders at the Nigerian Oil and Gas Conference.
The future for this industry, for oil and gas, remain bright. The data, the statistics, and the science all buttresses that point. One, this world will continue to consume oil and gas for the foreseeable future.
As at the time of this report, key players in the oil and gas had taken to their Twitter handles to pay tributes to the man, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo. Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Still on the news at 1, we go on a short break. We have more reports when we return. Stay tuned.
The immediate cause of the latest kills in Abuja remains unknown.
Conceived with the intent to ease the flow of traffic in the nation's capital.
Whichever way it turns out, either to consolidate on the existing mandate or institute a new dispensation.
Located within the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC.
How much do people know about ADR? Are charting a path to having more youth participate in governance, in addition to building young entrepreneurs.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are calling on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, look into the situation.
You have to strike a balance to have a future that you don't have to regret.
Like experts say, what kills really is fear.
In Abuja,
Onoziaku,
NTA News.
You're welcome back. Issues relating to new alternatives of clean energy in line with global standards were recalled at the Abuja Municipal Area Council in partnership with Covenant of Mayors in Sub-Saharan Africa, COMSSA, Convert on Abuja. Frama Panye gives us details of the interaction.
Energy plays the most vital role in economic growth, progress and development, as well as poverty eradication and security of any nation. Uninterrupted energy supply is a vital issue for all countries today. Future economic growth depends on long-term availability of energy from sources that are affordable, accessible, and environmentally friendly. Hence, this move by development partners to ensure the implementation of sustainable energy access and climate action plan in the Abuja Municipal Area Council was inaugurated a while ago.
The result of 18 months of work from AMAC, a very participatory process with different stakeholders within the municipality, with civil society, with some different ministries, to really develop a plan that tackles the effects of climate change and the actions to be taken to ensure access to sustainable and affordable clean energy in AMAC by 2030.
This launching is the outcome of what we've been doing so far. And with this, we have an 8-year plan as a local government to address issues of climate change, energy aspects, and other things. So with this, we are launching this implementation plan, and we have partners and donors who have pledged to support AMAC in one area or the other.
The project handed over to AMAC supports the provision of basic needs that would enhance living conditions while using renewable clean energy. Passion project former chairman of AMAC describes as impactful.
The people have to benefit from a survey that is meant for, more so that it has, international impact. It's going to impact on the people, it's going to impact on them as a government and the presider of the administration today. One out of all the 774 local government, one in this entire country, I don't think no administration will wish that this thing dies.
Beneficiaries are expected to get a chance at reduced air pollution, effective greenhouse emissions management, and a shift to sustainable energy future. In Abuja, Frama Panye, NTA News.
And thorough environmental impact assessment before drilling boreholes in the Federal Capital Territory has been brought to the front burner. Ifeanyi Ezumba in this report takes a look at indiscriminate drilling of boreholes and its negative impact.
Indiscriminate drilling of boreholes most times have adverse effect, not only on the groundwater, but can cause environmental degradation and water pollution. Research has shown that there are lots of unprofessional activities in the business. For instance, when the unprofessional see aquifer or find water at a certain portion on the ground, they believe they have reached water level. This is without taking into consideration the geological formation. A geologist with Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, Ismail Mohammed, speaks on the need to follow due process before embarking on borehole drilling.
Before a driller can actually drill, he needs to be licensed, and also he also requires a permit by the authorized agency to go into borehole construction. Now, there's a whole lot of process in that document, but I'll just state this few ones. That first of all, for that driller, either as a company or as an individual, to have that license must have undergone certain level of training, which is the National Water Resource Institute does that, and they also license drillers. So that gives you first stage for any driller or any process of a drilling. Then for you now to go into drilling the borehole or constructing any borehole, you need a permit. So to obtain such permit, there are some requirements that you need to submit to a regulating authority. In the case of FCT now, the FCT of WASA. At the national level, you have the National Water Resource Institute or Council.
What are the negative consequences of frequent and indiscriminate drilling of borehole?
When you have indiscriminate siting of borehole, it can lead to the groundwater resources itself being polluted. That's one of the implications. And also, it can also lead to subsidence or differential settlement of the land area. That is where you have gradual caving in of the land area or sinking of some areas as a result of maybe over-exploitation of the groundwater resources. That is where, if the groundwater resources is not properly regulated, that is one of the implications. The other implication you can have is also that excess abstraction of the groundwater or not being properly regulated can also lead to a tremor.
Experts say there is need for stakeholders in the water sector, especially private borehole drillers and government at all levels, to make use of aquifer storage and recovery equipment, as well as consult water specialists for proper recovery of water position in the ground. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NT News.
And away from environment matters, Youth Corps members posted to Nasarawa State have been tasked to embark on a community project that will have direct impact on the lives of their host communities. Director General NYSC Kufada gave the task in a message at the closing ceremony of the 2022 Batch B Stream 1 orientation course. Christy Ayagwa reports.
949 male and 1,682 female made it for the Batch B Stream 1 Corps members, many of them expressing sadness on their departure from camp, away from friends who have stood with them under the rain and in the sun for the short period of orientation.
I'm going to miss, especially, this is a regimented place. So I learned a lot of, especially how to manage my time, how to make use of my time, how to do things properly and organized. So I'm really going to miss that, and I wish I'm going to keep up with this kind of time management experience that I have gained here.
The Corps members promise to be law-abiding and to bring positive development to their host communities.
I feel excited. It's going to be really good to contribute to the community and hopefully I would be able to contribute to whichever committee I'm posted to.
The first thing is to identify the needs of the community, the problems that are been there for a long time, by speaking with the community members, the stakeholders of the community and the people in general. When we identify the problem, we now think of possible solutions to helping the community go from one stage to another.
Director General NYSC, Brigadier General Mohammed Fada, represented by the State Coordinator, Suleiman Abdul, reminded the core members of their oath of allegiance and pledged to accept their posting in good faith.
I must, however, emphasize that engagement in their local politics is a no-go area for you. Furthermore, I enjoin you to continue to be law-abiding while also serving as role models for the younger ones.
He enjoined them to perform their duties with diligence and be guided by the provisions of the NYSC Act and bylaws, as well as by the workplace rules and regulations.
I urge you to avoid using the social media for ethnic jingoism, rumor peddling, and the promotion of hatred. Instead, your activities online should be targeted at self-improvement as well as promotion of the unity, peace, and prosperity of our dear country.
He also encouraged them to integrate with their host communities while appreciating and respecting their cultures. Rosemary Motelem Bilal, NTA News.
And that was Rosemary Bilal from the orientation camp here in Kubwa, Abuja, the closing ceremony. And back to our earlier report with Christy Ayagwa from KEFI.
These are the 1,190 Youth Corps members who have successfully completed their 3-week course at the Magaji Danya Musa Permanent Orientation Camp, KEFI. Nasarawa State Coordinator, NYSC, Abdullahi Jinkamshi, who represented the Nasarawa State Governor as well as the Director General of the scheme, charged the Corps members to remain patriotic, hardworking and resilient in the discharge of their duties and always devote time to identify the felt needs of their host communities. He said the entire country looks forward to their roles in advancing the unity, integration and development of the nation.
As you proceed to your places of primary assignment, I urge you to be security conscious at all times. You should avoid acts that can endanger your lives, such as staying out late, attending night parties, visitation of dangerous places, and acceptance of car ride from strangers.
Some Youth Corps members promised to introduce innovations that will enhance development in their host communities.
I see it as a great opportunity to serve my fatherland, give back to the society.
To give back what my nation has given to me to the upcoming generation.
Hoping that at the end of the service year, I will be retained.
From the Magaji Danya Musa Permanent Orientation Camp, KEFI, Christy Ayagwa, NTA News.
With the intention to promote economic interest of members as an association of voluntary individuals of like minds with keen interest on enhancing domestic products and national income, cooperative societies are established all over the world with autonomous power to reach out people financially. Deborah Gazaji-Maika in this report examines the practice.
Findings from Adeyinka Akimbinu, former president of Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society from the year 2014 to 2021 with Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, revealed that cooperatives are business driven by values and not by remuneration. Therefore, members through over 3 million cooperatives across the globe act together to build a better world by helping members achieve individual goals through collective contributions. As a key player rendering credit services, she says cooperative development in any place should be conditionally secured.
If you don't submit your report to the regulatory agencies annually, there's going to be problem. The cooperative may likely crash, because when you submit your report, there are recommendations that will be made by the regulatory body, which will help your cooperative. But when you don't submit, you are on your own.
Financial expert Alex Baba Elojo, tracing the background of cooperative society in Nigeria, explains why most cooperative society are under disputes. He advised that cooperative societies put people at the center of their business, not capital.
There has been a lot of scams. There have been a lot of, wudu-wudu as we call it. And so we need credible institutions to run these activities so that it can deliver on the promises. The truth is that by the poverty clock, every 3 Nigerians falls into extreme poverty every minute. You can check it online. Every minute, every 3 Nigerians. And so it cuts across all the strata, and any institution that is about, bringing hope for people should be concerned about this.
Sometimes lack of managerial expertise and capital have been major constraints of multi-purpose cooperative society in Nigeria. Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
And on sports, Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, releases 22 names for the U.S. Championship as Novak Djokovic sets for Wimbledon semi-finals. Let's join Benedicta Inya with this and more on Sports Brief.
The Cycling Federation of Nigeria, CFN, has released a list of 35 cyclists selected to represent Nigeria at the Second African Track Cycling Championship, scheduled to hold in Abuja between July 14 and 17, 2022. Technical Director of the CFN, Bashiru Mohammed, said the list is made up of 21 male, 14 female. In athletics, long jumper Ese Brume and sprint hurdler Toby Amusa are among 22 athletes selected by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, for the World Athletics Championship, billed to start on July 15 in Eugene, Oregon, US. In tennis, Cameron Norrie reached the Wimbledon semi-finals, beating David Goffin by 3-6, 7-5, 2-6, 6-3, 7-5. The British number 1 will face Novak Djokovic, who defeated Jannik Sinner by 5-7, 2-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-2. With Sports Brief, Benedicta Inya, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 1. We thank you for watching. More reports at 7. Bye for now.